So in today's video, what I'm going to talk about is fun facts behind my creative process. I feel like it's really good to create content where it's like different and it's like people look at it and think, how did you come up with that? Hi guys, welcome back to Best Vicky Ever, and welcome if you're new here. So in today's video, what I'm going to talk about is fun facts behind my creative process. So I feel like this video will be really good for people who are genuinely interested in how I come up with my videos, because I do get that question quite a lot. And then two, people who are interested in creating their own creative project. So this could be something that you want to do but you just don't know where to start, or you might have it planned and you might just need more inspiration. So stay tuned, listen to what I have to say, and you could be inspired. Before we get into today's video, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. Also make sure you are following me on all my social medias, and let's get into today's video. So one thing about my creative process is I feel like I'm very inspired by the things that I watch. So I feel like the content that I watch is just hilarious, funny content, and I feel like that just helps me when I do make my own content. I feel like my whole life, honestly, I feel like I've always been hilarious. I just felt like I didn't have a platform to show people how hilarious I was kind of thing. So I feel like YouTube was really good for me to just like make funny content. So the content that I watch is mainly US based. So I watch this channel called All Deaf Digital, and like they are hilarious. Like if you like my content, please go to them because they're the OGs. Like they are so funny. They do like a lot of like different kind of shows, like dad jokes a lot of people know about, which is really popular. They do another show called Great Taste, Roast Me. So they do like a lot of funny shows, and I feel like that really helps me in terms of like being inspired and creating like the funny kind of content that I know y'all love. I also watch like UK based content as well, so I started getting into like Beta Squad, Foot Asylum and them. So they're really funny and I really like what they do. Their production value is like, oh, I want to get one day. Like I just love how like they're able to like turn their YouTube channel into something different. It almost doesn't feel like you're watching YouTube. It's like a show, and so I feel like that is just amazing. And I just love content where it's like I look at them and I'm like, you know what, you are like a comedic genius. Like it's like I'm looking at your content and I'm like, how did you come up with this? I feel like it's really good to create content where it's like different and it's like people look at it and think, how did you come up with that? Like that's the kind of content I feel like is in demand. Like everyone wants to see something different. So I feel like what's really good is to watch people who make content that inspires you, or like you look at it and you think it's quite different, and not to copy them but be inspired by them. So you could potentially take something they've already done and put your own twist on it. So yeah, I feel like doing something like that really does help me in my own creative process, like in terms of the different kind of like challenges and stuff that I sometimes do on my channel. Like they are inspired by certain things I've watched but I put my own twist on it. So doing that I feel like really helps. I feel like another thing about my creative process is that I tend to try different things. I feel like that's the kind of stage I am in right now. I'm just trying different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and I feel like that really helps. So for instance, even the comedy skits, like that was never the plan. Like when I made this channel, I never even once thought, yeah, I'm gonna do skits. Like it just never seemed like something I would do. But because I watched Julie Noki's explaining the pandemic video and I was inspired by it, I was like, let me put my own twist on it. Let me do it from my own perspective of someone in London, someone who's young and black and interested in certain things that Julie Noki didn't touch on. So I did that and I was like, and then the response was just crazy, and I was like, okay, I thought, okay, I want to try something else. I want to do more kind of skits, and that's kind of how Agree to Disagree even came about. Just me thinking I want to do something, and then the idea came to me. And so it was like, just try different things because you never know where it's gonna go. And the thing is, sometimes when I create content and it's like a new thing, sometimes it doesn't get the response of what I thought it would be. And sometimes you need to just say to yourself, they can't all be hits. Like sometimes it's fine if it misses, but just try different things, see what you like, see what works, see what doesn't work, and kind of like adapt to that. So it's like, don't just box yourself into like one kind of thing that you feel like you can do. Just like see what else you could do and potentially try it and put it out there and just see the response, and then you know that, okay, this is something I could do. Because imagine if I never did the comedy skit with Julie Noki, I would have never done any other skit and y'all wouldn't be laughing at the Agrees to Disagree. So fun fact about my creative process is I feel like with me, the quality of my videos, I really want to be shown to people. Even the camera I'm using, I'm glad that my phone has a nice camera. So I use a Samsung S10 and the camera is beautiful. I'm so glad like this is my phone, because I feel like the quality, I do really like the quality. I feel like that really helps in terms of like visually and people paying attention, because like if it looks good, you're gonna stay tuned, if you know what I mean. So I feel like that really helps, because even me, I know personally, like when I watch things like that aren't even good quality, I just kind of mentally switch off. Like black and white, I'm just like old films and stuff like that, I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I can't. So it's like I kind of think about what I like and I kind of put that into my own creative process. And also another thing I do in terms of quality is I have a great attention to detail in my videos. So I do that a lot in terms of like my agrees to disagrees, and people actually like realized it when I did the Labour versus Conservative one. So it's like visually I want it all to make sense, it all needs to be making sense. So even the colours a Labour person would wear and the colours of what a Conservative would wear, I do that in a lot of my agrees to disagrees. Like if you go back and you'll see like what they're wearing actually suits what they're saying. I think, oh, what would this person wear, what would that person wear, kind of thing. So it's like you want it to be realistic because it looks more quality. So yeah, I would say definitely try to like have better attention to detail on certain things if you're doing creative projects, because people see it and appreciate it. So yeah, that's definitely something worth doing. So another fun fact about my creative process is the way that I edit. I do in a very like simplistic way that makes you still pay attention. So I don't know if you've noticed, I don't really use that much like effects. I think one, just because I'm starting out and I really need to get a better effects, but I don't do it to an extent as well where it gets too much. So like even memes, like I haven't really incorporated it that much into my content. I may do in the future, but for now I just kind of want to keep it simple. And also the way that I edit in very like a jump cutty kind of way. I might do another video on like my YouTube setup and stuff if that's what you want to see. So if you do, comment down below. You can edit in a very particular way where it's like you cut things so it looks more jumpy, but that's kind of what I do and I feel like that works for me. I think it works for the content that I do. So I feel like when you do editing, make sure that it makes sense and it looks good to other people and don't overdo certain things as well. A fun fact about my creative process is that I use life as my inspiration. So for me, like I'm growing up and even now, like I'm way more introverted. So I feel like that's made me such like a great social observer. Like I don't know, like you just look at certain things in life, like in interactions between yourself and other people, and then you just find like funny moments in life. And so that's kind of what I do sometimes with like making content. So for instance, when I did the YouTube 101 video, when I kind of like did like different kind of like YouTubers and how they like present themselves, like especially the one that a lot of people laughed at was the try on hauls. So I'll tell you how this came about and how the whole video came about. So I was on the TL one day on Twitter, yeah, and then I saw this girl post something. It was just a video and I was like, okay, I clicked on it and then it was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? And she was like, this dress, oh my god, and I was like, this is getting outrageous, this is outrageous. And then I was like, I got inspired off that, and then I just thought of like different kind of like YouTubers and how they like present themselves on camera. Yeah, just using life as your inspiration is like a huge thing, because you'll find funny, hilarious moments in life, even like agrees to disagrees, like they're based on like conversations I may have had. Like using like anything in life you can put into your content is a really good thing to do. Another fun fact about my creative process is that I shoot a lot of content in bulk. So like for me, I'm trying to be consistent. So what I do is film like multiple videos on one day. This isn't like a huge like hack. Like I think a lot of people do this, but it's something that I genuinely feel helps. Because it's like once you've got the content, it's like, okay, cool, I just need to edit it down. So like filming multiple things a day, or like having set days, you know, okay, I need to get better at this, I don't do this a lot, but having set days like, okay, Wednesday is like the day I'm gonna film, it just makes the whole process so much easier. And the last fun fact about my creative process is just having self-belief, and I think that really does help, because in the past year I feel like if I believed I was like could create something ages ago, your girl would have been creating, but I never once saw myself ever as a creative, which is crazy because realistically we're all creative. I think we just have to find kind of the right platform or the right medium to show that we're creative, and I think that's just something that you should believe in. Like just know that you're creative, and I feel like don't sit on your gift. Like I think I said this in one video, like in life God gave us gifts, so kind of figure out what your gift is. And if you don't know what your gift is or your talent or whatever, because I think for the longest time, like I personally, I was like, I don't think I have a talent, I don't think I have a gift, but it's like I think that you need to kind of really do some like introspective work and think about what you actually enjoy doing, and from there something will come, and then you kind of just like work on that. So I would say definitely just have that belief or have that sense that you want to do something, and I feel like eventually it will come to you, because I feel like that happened to me with a lot of like some of my ideas. Like I'll be like, God, like I need to think of an idea, and then like I'll be mentally in the background, I'd probably subconsciously trying to think, oh, I want to create something, and then the idea will just come. So yeah, I would say have self-belief, believe in yourself, and make the first steps to do your creative project, or think about the things that you could potentially do and do them. Because honestly, I think this is what I say all the time, especially if it's like if you want to start YouTube or something, just start it. Like please just have self-belief and start it. Because I heard this like really good quote. It was like, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is now. And the same thing could literally be applied to any kind of like project, creative project that you want to do. Like 10 years ago would have been great, but obviously you probably might not have thought you wanted to do it, but now is probably the best time to start, because it's obviously going to take time to build momentum and turn into something great. So I'd say start, just plan, have self-belief, and you can do it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below if you really enjoyed this content. I might make more kind of like creative-y, inspiration-y type videos, because yeah, I think I'm a really good person to talk about this, like not even just to be like big-headed, but just because I feel like I can relate so much to people who just never felt like they were creative, or people who are like now trying to like understand their creative side. So I feel like I can help in that sense. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you want to see more kind of like content like this. Also make sure you have subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my content, and I'll see you in my next video.